Hi, this is Robert Whitten, editor of Employee Benefit Advisor. Again, we're talking to Tracy Watts, senior consultant with Mercer. We're talking about their national healthcare survey. We're focusing right now on what are largest employers doing or considering doing for the next 5 years. And we're talking about employers with more than 5,000 or more employees. Talk a little bit about what you found.
Yeah, we use this particular question and the cut of a little bit larger employer as a barometer, if you will, for what we might be seeing that would become mainstream over the next several years. And the number one response to the question, what are you considering over the next 5 years, was facilitating the creation of personal health records. And I think that, there's a strong belief that this is good for, administrative simplicity as well as for, the individual to have all of their health records together. It hasn't caught on as quickly with individuals, but a good goal, a good long-term goal, and we'll get there. I think what's really interesting are the next two on the list, and they are promoting the use of retail clinics. Over half said that they were very interested in that, and also the opportunity for web-based medical consultations. And the thing that I think that's interesting about the combination of those two is that they're all about convenience for the employee, saving time, saving money, getting that health care faster, getting it at a lower cost to the employee. It's all about them and making things easier for them. And it really opens up an interesting opportunity for employers to think about perhaps targeted communications that they can do around what you need to know about your benefits and what it'll cost you if you don't. And just help them understand, if you do things this way, if you take advantage of, mail order drugs, if you understand, our cost sharing structure, here are the things that you can do that will help you actually save money or not spend money unnecessarily when you actually need care.
Yeah, one thing that strikes me now, and just hearing you talk about that, the convenience of retail clinics and web-based consultations, excuse me, your initial comment about how personal health records haven't caught on with individuals, that would be a real convenience for employees, and it's a familiar complaint. I know, one thing I hate about the doctor's office or a new doctor's office is just the paperwork. Do you guys do any research on that front?
We haven't specifically. I think the issue with the personal health records is a fear around privacy, and until we can get individuals over that, over that hump, I think that that's a hard thing to do. An interesting thing, I don't know if you tracked Revolution Healthcare and some of the things that they were trying to do. Interesting portal, but they actually had a form that you could fill out and download before you went to the doctor's office or the emergency room or really anywhere, that had all of your information on it, and you could just keep your information stored so that when you went, and it was to facilitate that convenience of not having to do all that paperwork when you got there.
Right.
I think a little bit of a wild card whether or not that provider would actually accept that form, because everybody has their own form that they like to collect information on. But hopefully we will get to the point where we can do that, because it will save time and it definitely cut down on paperwork at the provider location.
And it seems like it's such a central tenet to healthcare reform. I guess, and you've alluded to this. Are we in Mercer and the industry, do you think, generally bullish and expecting electronic medical records to become ubiquitous within the next year, 3 years, 5 years? What's your timeline for it?
I definitely think it'll happen, and I have to say, historically, anything that I thought would never happen, it did. It just took a really long time, so I would go more along the 5-year projection. I hope it won't take that long.
Right.
I think a year would be really, really ambitious. Maybe 3 is more reasonable, but for it truly to become mainstream, where basically everybody has something like that, I think we're talking more like 5 years.
Now, are there any examples like systems, Kaiser or something like that, where they made this work? Do you have any sort of reference points for that?
Yeah, well, Kaiser is unique in that you could go to one building and get just about any service that you could need, and they have done a good job populating all of that information electronically, which is very nice and very convenient, and something that their members definitely appreciate. I think that it's that fear of privacy and not one single way that everybody does it that really has been the barrier to it becoming more popular.
Okay, great. Tracy, thanks so much.